I'm going to be honest with you from the start of the video. If you're looking for somewhere to invest your money, put it into property. Putting your money into property is going to give you a much better return on your money and is generally seen as a much safer option. Putting your money into cars is a little bit of a lottery. You just don't know what the future is going to hold for these cars. But having said that, if you just definitely want to go down the route of putting your money into some cars, some classic cars maybe, then continue watching this video because you might just be surprised about the cars that will make you money in years to come. Let's do business. 10 to 15 years ago, nobody wanted a classic Porsche 964 or 993. You could buy one easily for around about 10 to 15,000 pounds. They just weren't popular or cool anymore. Fast forward to today and you'll be looking at around about 100,000 pounds for a well-sorted 964 or 993S. They're back in fashion, demand is high and quantity is low. So it got me thinking about the cars of today, which could be future classics, investments and go up in value. And to find out which cars fit the bill, there are a few things that we need to look at. Number one, what cars were produced in low numbers? Number two, what cars are enthusiasts buying? If anybody knows what makes a good or bad Porsche, it's the enthusiasts. Number three, what is currently considered not cool? Number four, what car is considered a big breakaway from the normality of most Porsches? Number five, current trends that are now a thing but have never previously been. And there are a few Porsches that will fit into those categories and we'll talk through those now. Generally though, we're going to exclude the air-cooled cars because for the simple reason basically is that those cars have already gone up in value and it's better off starting at a lower priced car because the amount of value increase will be a lot larger starting with a lower priced cars. That's not to say the air-cooled cars won't continue to go up in value, but I think the amount of value they will increase by will be quite smaller. So we're counting down from 5 to 1 and the number 5 car falls into the category of a break from the norm and certainly not cool. The 996 is a 911 that a lot of people love to hate. Its styling was different and people can't see past the fried egg headlights. But what they are definitely missing is that underneath the harshly criticised exterior is a fantastic little sports car for the money. My personal pick would be the 996 Carrera 4S in coupe manual gearbox. These are the best style 996 out there. I've toyed so many times with buying one of these in the past, but I've never actually picked one up. I used to own a base model Carrera 4, that was my first Porsche. You can pick up a base model for a 996 for around about £13,000. But be willing to pay up to £25,000 for a Carrera 4S. A special shout out goes to the 996 Targa, which has very slightly different shaped sloping back and the thinner body lines make it a lovely looking car. Go pick up a 996, you won't regret it. So number 4 on the list falls under the category low number production cars. It is the GT3s, the GT3s of any generation. You will need deep pockets to begin with, but trust me, if you put your money into a GT3, you will not lose a single penny. The first generation GT3 was the 996, which I've personally driven, and it's an amazing car, but it does have the fried egg headlights. They are also the cheapest GT3s out there right now, sitting just below the 997 GT3s price-wise. Even the 991 GT3s have come down a little bit in price, having previously been sitting firm at around about the £100,000 mark for the past 4 years. So the 996 GT3 right now you can pick up from around about £65,000, the 997 GT3 from about £70,000 and the 991 GT3 from around about £93,000. I certainly don't expect any of those prices to come down any further, but you will find a bit of pricing crossover amongst all of these prices when you start to factor in things like mileage, condition, owners and spec. Okay, so number 3 on the list falls into the category of what the enthusiasts are currently buying. And I know I said I wasn't going to cover any air-cooled cars in this video, but I'm going to make an exception for this one. It is the Carrera 3.2 and 3.0 cars. These cars are actually still trading at lower prices than the rest of the air-cooled stuff. A little less desirable for sure, but that explains the lower price. But you can bastardize these cars so much and the enthusiasts are snapping them up and turning them into cool hot rods. They look like nothing else on the road and will bring as much attention as a £200,000 992 GT3. I promise you that. You will want to pick up a coupe model. Cabs and Targas are cheaper, but they're just not as cool, unfortunately. And you can expect to pay from around about £50,000 for an unmolested parcel restoration example. I'm still kicking myself because last year I was so close to buying one of these cars. I wish I'd bit the bullet, but I held off and I missed out on the car eventually. But if that car comes back up for sale, I will be all over it. All right, so number 2 falls into the current trend category. And you're probably going to think I'm a little bit crazy for this one. I've noticed in the past couple of years that a new trend has suddenly appeared, something that was never previously there in the 10 to 15 years previously. And now I find myself being sucked into it just like other enthusiasts. There's a big market out there now for classic SUVs. That's right, we're now starting to see SUVs labeled as classics, and this is a whole new concept because we've only ever known this enthusiast market for sports cars. The first generation Cayenne GTS is a hell of a car. It still actually looks pretty sporty, but not in a modern way, a very almost 90s way, even though they were produced up to around 2010-ish. Find one with the right wheels, the right spec, the right colour, buy it cheap, and I guarantee you'll thank me for this one in 10 years time. And if you didn't buy one now, you'll probably be looking at about £25,000 for one in a few years time. Time will tell though, but I do have a feeling. They are gas guzzlers for sure, but you've got to remember, you're not going to be using it as your daily driver. You're going to be using it for weekend fun. I don't know, camping trips, family holidays, fishing trips, whatever you want to do, get out and hiking, go through the hills, you know, use it as an adventure car. And you can pick up a Cayenne GTS right now from around about £9,000. So honestly, this is one to look out for. Get one while you can. Guys, this channel is supported by Diagnostic World, so if you do need a scan tool for your Porsche or any other make or model, please give them a shout. I'll pop the link in the description. So this is it, car number 1. This car falls into the category of the enthusiast car. A car that I would recommend you go out and buy right now if you've got £20,000 sitting in your bank. It's the 997 Carrera S or 4S. These are the cars that enthusiasts have loved since day one. Not without their issues, but those issues can be corrected. I guarantee that this car will go up in value. If the enthusiasts have loved it from day one, and the love for these cars is only getting bigger, imagine the love for these cars and the value of these cars in 10 to 15 years time. They've got classic lines, great engines when working, turns heads, handles great, sounds amazing, will instantly grab your attention and has the ability to remove the contents of your wallet in seconds, and you can't even be mad at it. It looks small compared to the 991s and 992s, but that's a good thing. Who needs a car that big in any case? That's a conversation the 964 owners also said to the 997 owners back in the day. But right now you can pick up a 997 Carrera S from around about £20,000 and a Carrera 4S from about £23,000. Pick up a Carrera 4S with a factory aero kit and you're looking well over £40,000, so there may not be much of an investment in those cars. But do your homework, read up on bore scoring and IMS bearing. You have been warned, but also don't let it ruin your life. Get them checked, get them upgraded if necessary, and drive it. Forget about it and have fun. I can guarantee you 2 things about these cars. You will have fun and the value will go up. So that's it guys, thanks for watching. I hope you found this video useful. If you have, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe to the channel if you're not already, and I'll see you in the next video. See you next time. Before I get like a million questions asking what's under these covers, so under here we've got a 2013 Cayman S. Currently just got the white wheels on, needs to be lowered, so by the time this video goes live, this might actually already be lowered. And then this one, we've got a 2006 997 Carrera 4S. This is a factory aero kit car, but I have taken the spoiler off the back. Spoiler is just over there. I've also got the GT3 wheels, which aren't currently on the car, but this car has been lowered. And as I say, it's got like the GT3 styling. It's the sport design or aero kit front end. Just had a respray on this actually, so it's all kind of tied in. The bumper was a little bit fading, but now we've sort of done a front end respray and it's all kind of blended in together. It looks really, really good.